Hello everybody, welcome to another video. So, I'm sure you guys are pretty well aware of the pandemic that's been going on in Thailand. We've got the Phuket sandbox that's been going on since July 1st, but in every week it's like the COVID cases, they get higher and higher, which is scary because I'm really hoping that Thailand will resume tourism because tourism is part of how the economy booms. We've got to get it back together, but anyhow, for an update, Phuket will be closing for 2 weeks. Phuket will close August 3rd and it will remain closed through August 16th. That means that whether you are vaccinated and have a negative COVID test, you still will not be allowed to enter Phuket if you come from elsewhere in Thailand. So today is August 1st. If you want to see a family member or if you want to tour around the island, I would highly recommend come today or tomorrow because effective August 3rd, you will no longer be able to come back to Phuket. Now, for those of you in Phuket, I would think twice before leaving because once you leave and go elsewhere in Thailand, you will not be able to get back to Phuket. Now, the Phuket sandbox for international travelers remains in effect still. Phuket closing for 2 weeks, that does not affect the Phuket Sandbox program, at least not yet. Now, I know it's for 2 weeks, but if COVID gets bad enough, they might extend the restrictions. Wow, I gotta say, it's a little bit windy outside, but it's a very nice, lovely evening here in Phuket. Now, if you guys are wondering how the island is doing, well, tourism is coming back. There are increasing numbers of tourists that come in each week, but unfortunately, there are a few people that have tested positive for COVID, which results in them having to go to the hospital and pretty much ruins their whole experience here whatsoever. I'll get into more of that in a different video, but regardless of the situation in Phuket, many night markets are closed, shopping malls are closed. I believe they do not have buses running right now. I think you have to arrange a private taxi. Like, they don't even really have guided tours here now. They've pretty much shut down. They've gone out of business. But there is still a beautiful island that you can tour around yourself. Now, COVID cases throughout Thailand are at an all-time high, and Phuket being much higher in terms of vaccination. Thailand as a whole has been vaccinating more and more people, but yet it has a long way to go. Phuket, on the other hand, is ahead. And part of the reason for closing Phuket is because, of course, the authorities, they want Phuket to still be able to have some tourism without there being too much of a COVID crisis. Phuket is more or less being quarantined from the rest of its country. But I gotta say, I arrived in Phuket a few days ago, and so far I'm loving it here despite the heavy protocol that you have to go through. But yeah, the weather is nice, it's beautiful, it's not too hot. Honest truth, I don't want to leave. So if you guys are wondering, if I'm in Phuket, will I be able to leave and go elsewhere in the country? Well, if you live elsewhere in the country, yes, you can. If you're with the Phuket Sandbox program, you have to complete your 14 days here in Phuket before you can go elsewhere in Thailand still. But say you're a domestic tourist in Thailand, if you're stuck here in Phuket, you can go ahead and leave. You just won't be able to come back. But despite the difficult situation, yes, I gotta say, I came here 5 years ago, and yes, it is not what it was. But honest truth, I can see a light at the end of this tunnel, and I've got my fingers crossed that in the next 3 or 4 months, when we say by 2022, Phuket will be more or less back to how it was in 2018. That's what I got my fingers crossed for. I hope you guys do too. And anyhow, please check out these links for some of my other videos. Please subscribe, give a thumbs up, please leave a comment down below. I've also got a link to my Patreon down below. I have tiers as low as $2 a month, which is hugely helpful to my channel if anybody wants to help out with that. Thank you guys so much. Please subscribe, leave a comment below, and stay awesome. Enjoy your stay in Phuket if you choose to come here. Bye.